Be honest, when you think of Bordeaux, you think of wine and nothing else, right? We thought the same thing. We were wrong. Bordeaux is a medieval city, a food destination, a wine lover's paradise, and one of the most walkable, beautiful cities we've ever experienced. We did 2 private winery tours in Saint-Émilion, a Michelin-starred tasting menu, and walked the streets that haven't changed since the 1400s. This is everything we did, everything we ate, and every reason you need to go. Welcome to Bordeaux. All right, good morning. We are headed over to the train station. We are about to head down to Bordeaux. Time check is just after 6 a.m. Let's go. Bordeaux is just a 2-hour train ride from Paris on the TGV, and in our opinion, a lot more enjoyable and cheaper than a flight. The ride also exposes you to the French countryside, something we didn't get tired of seeing. This would be a great day trip from Paris, though we would recommend spending a couple days to explore city center and the wine region. Bordeaux Saint John isn't just a train station, it's a 19th century landmark. The cast iron concourse was designed by Gustave Eiffel, the same person that built the Eiffel Tower. It welcomes more than 18 million people a year, proof how accessible Bordeaux is from Paris. After waiting for a friend to arrive, also by train, we hopped in an Uber and headed about 35 minutes into the wine region, where we booked a one-night stay at a stunning 6-room bed and breakfast called La Maison Mulatô. The backyard of the bed and breakfast itself was ridiculous. There was a pool, a spa, and an outdoor seating area that added to the experience. Stay tuned, we'll take you inside and show you the room we stayed in. And then there was Tango, the resident dog who will melt your heart with all the attention he demands. He alone might just make you want to stay longer. After dropping off our bags, we grabbed an Uber to our first chateau, Chateau Yon Figeac, a Saint-Émilion Grand Cru Classé sitting just about 5 minutes from the village of Saint-Émilion.
There were 2 different villages, the village of Saint-Émilion and the village of Figeac. Here we are in the village of Figeac, and Yon is the name of the area, so that's why we call the castle Chateau Yon Figeac. There always have been exploitation here. It was a family Bonneval. They had a farm and animals in addition to the vine. They built the castle that you can see here in 1886 with a limestone, because Saint-Émilion is a very limestone-rich town. 80% of Merlot, 15% of Cabernet Franc, and 5% of Petit Verdot.
We first started the tour with the temperature-controlled stainless steel vats, 27 of them to be precise. From the top we were offered a view of the property, 24 hectares of vines, all in one unbroken block, which is apparently rare for this region. Before heading into the tasting room, we finished the tour in the wine cellar, where the wine sits in French oak barrels, the final stage before bottling. This tasting room is legit. Massive floor-to-ceiling windows offering an abundance of natural light. Each one of them opens right up.
Our first wine, le Château Yon Figeac, our Grand Cru Classé in vintage 2019.
What do we got first, babe?
We have the 2020 Saint-Émilion Grand Cru. This one was really good. It was one of our tastings. Cheers.
All right, we are walking to the next vineyard location. We have about 5 minutes for our next appointment. Running a little bit behind because we ended up buying a couple bottles at the last one, and then we opened up one of the bottles and was drinking outside, enjoying the view here in Saint-Émilion. So hopefully we won't be too late. Let's go. Our second stop is Chateau Montalbert. Originally a hunting lodge in the 1700s, it's now a Saint-Émilion Grand Cru Classé, one of the official top-tier wine classifications in Bordeaux, earned through blind tasting and reviewed every 10 years. Chateau Montalbert achieved this status in 2022. We started with a short film covering the chateau's history, distinct soils, and great varieties across the property. The wine is 85% Merlot and 15% Cab Franc. We then hopped on to cross the 21-hectare estate. The cellars are deliberately built into the earth separately, where clay soil naturally keeps the temperature at a steady 15 degrees Celsius, 59 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. Before the tour, a local artist provided the chateau with this painting, inviting guests to add our own mark to it, a small touch that made the visit feel personal. The architect behind this building is apparently a huge James Bond fan. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. The floating spiral staircase, the oculus skylight, and dramatic lines. The design alone makes this one of the most visually impressive wineries we've ever visited. One level down and the entire aura shifts. The wine cellar is a complete contrast to what's above. Warm, intimate, and dimly lit by custom lighting designed to mirror the shape of the wine barrel hanging above. And tucked among the French oak barrels, a clay amphora, an ancient winemaking vessel that completes the old world meets new world vibe. We ended the tour in their tasting room, and the design carried through every detail.
The blend 85 Merlot, 15 Cabernet Franc, okay? Can be drink on its own, or with a simple food, cheese, charcuterie platter. Don't need. So it's mushroom, parsley, chorizo, cheese.
Oh, yeah. Start with the mushroom.
On our way out, they were setting up for a rosé party and invited us to stay for a glass before we left. We couldn't say no.
Big party. That one, madame. The same rosé, same owner than the Chateau Montalbert. But we have this chateau in Provence.
Provence. What's this party?
Just like a rosé party.
Cheers, skills.
Oh my gosh, that smells so good.
Bah oui. C'est gratuit.
If you're planning to spend some time in Saint-Émilion, we highly recommend checking out Chateau Yon Figeac and Chateau Montalbert, two incredible wineries. Back from the wine tours, we wanted to give you a little tour of this bed and breakfast. The property itself is expansive, but with only 6 rooms, it never felt like a hotel. It felt personal and intimate.
always see the words in front of you.
Yeah. Merci.
Merci à vous.
Oh, Tango's going to you.
Tango's coming. He's so cute.
Oh, that's so good. One of the best reasons for the location of our stay, dinner was only a 15-minute walk away. Walking through Libourne was an experience in itself. The quiet streets, golden evening light, and limestone buildings made it feel like going back in time. Let's go. Look at that sunset. This spot delivered oysters, foie gras, salmon tartare, duck 2 ways, and an Argentinian ribeye, all with that view. This is a must if you ever stay in Libourne.
Yeah, he's like, no, do not touch me. Do not touch my paws.
The following morning, breakfast was already waiting for us outside in the back, included with the stay and prepared by the host. Scrambled eggs on brioche toast, fresh fruit, croissants, cherry tomato salad, coffee and juice. And of course, Tango was right here with us, at the table, curled up, hoping to get some food, but mostly here for cuddles. Leaving him behind was genuinely the hardest part of checking out.
You're a sophisticated dog.
Hi, bud. We gotta go. We gotta go, bud. After checking out, we Ubered into Bordeaux city center, and the contrast is immediate. All right, we just got into Bordeaux. So we just dropped off our bags at our hotel. Our room isn't ready until 3, so we're about to go walk around. I think we're gonna try to find a place for some drinks, maybe some food. I know Jai's checking into her hotel right now, and then she's gonna meet up with us. So let's go. This is one of Bordeaux's most popular squares, named after Bordeaux Parliament, an 18th century meeting point that today is lined with restaurants and bars. Stumbling into the square makes you want to immediately pull up a chair and chill. We ended up at Le Michel, a classic French bistro right in the heart of Saint-Pierre district. Sitting outside surrounded by centuries-old architecture made the lunch hit differently. The food was decent, solid French classics done well. Would recommend checking out this spot. All right, we just checked into our hotel. We are now meeting up with Jai. We're going to be doing a UNESCO walking tour. It's a free walking tour here in Bordeaux. There's actually a map that gives you numbered locations to follow. So we're going to go do that right now and just kind of explore. The self-guided walking tour is completely free. Just download the map to your phone and start wherever you like. We started here. It's an 18th century square considered one of the most picturesque in all of France. Right out front is the world's largest reflecting pool and a favorite hangout for locals and tourists alike. Right next to it, a garden that lines the riverfront with flowers and greenery makes it a perfect spot to sit and relax. Next, we stopped at this defensive gate built in the late 1400s. At one point, it served as the main entry point into the city from the river for almost 2 centuries. It's one of Bordeaux's most iconic medieval landmarks. What's the move?
Spritz time. And
Spritz?
then we'll keep walking.
The best part about this walk is that you set the pace, weaving through the heart of the city with plenty of spots to stop for a drink or a bite along the way. From there, we made our way to one of the oldest belfries in France and the last remaining defensive gate of the 13th century. The architecture, the massive bell, and the golden weather vane on top made it a really striking landmark to stumble upon. On the way to our last stop, we passed through Sainte-Catherine Street, one of Europe's longest pedestrian shopping streets lined with cafes, restaurants, and shops. A must when you visit Bordeaux. Our last stop was this medieval bell tower built in the 15th century and topped with a golden statue. You can actually climb to the top for a panoramic view of the city, which we'll do tomorrow. Alright, time check is just after 5. Jai went to do a little bit of shopping. Neek is a little hungry because she had a light lunch. So we're now looking for a spot for her to get a nice little bite before dinner and for me to grab a drink. Let's go. Alright, looks like we found ourselves a nice little Japanese spot for Neek 3 hours before dinner. Get us a light soup. I'm gonna get a tuna roll and a sapporo.
This is exactly what I wanted.
The tuna. All right, so thoughts on Bordeaux?
I really like it. It's a very cute city. It's very walkable, and the architecture is gorgeous. Wine shops, wine stores, wine bars everywhere.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think the architecture, it's got that French Revolution Renaissance vibe to it, but like you said, there's literally a wine store on every corner. Everyone seems pretty happy. I'm definitely digging Bordeaux, for sure. We're off to dinner. Let's go. To end the day, Neek secured a last-minute reservation at Epicentre, a Michelin-rated restaurant right in the heart of St. Pierre. They offer a fixed tasting menu experience, and since we're in Bordeaux, skipping the wine was simply not an option.
So you have the pan-fried foie gras, green asparagus, confit onion, and the green peas leaf.
How is it, ladies?
This is so delicious. Like, I just want to savor this. I want to take it slow because I want to savor it because it's so good.
trying the monkfish right now. With some pistachios. Ooh, look at that. Bruh, that's so good.
Strawberry pavlova with strawberry marmalade, fresh strawberry, strawberry jelly, and Philadelphia cream with vanilla.
Oh, thank you.
That is so cool. This is like my type of dessert. All I want is fruit.
An incredible meal. The flavors and experience were top notch. Highly recommend booking ahead if you can. We ended the night back at Parliament Square, the same square we passed through earlier in the day, but with a different vibe after dark. In our opinion, this is one of the best spots in the city to sit outside for a nightcap, weather permitting. The perfect way to end the day in Bordeaux. The next morning, we kicked things off by climbing to the top of the tower we teased yesterday. Inside, there's a small exhibit about the history of the bells in the tower itself. Then it's roughly 233 steps up a narrow spiral staircase. Tickets are just €6, so wear comfortable shoes. There are 2 viewing terraces on the way up, giving you a 360-degree panoramic view of Bordeaux. Definitely worth the climb and a great leg workout. Neek and Jai are in the mood for Asian food, so we are on the hunt. Let's go. We enjoyed yesterday's lunch so much, we decided to hit it up again. If you're craving Japanese food, you definitely need to check this place out.
Cheers, guys.
This one is really good.
The sushi is so good. All right, we just finished up lunch. We are now headed to a wine museum to learn about wine and drink some wine. Let's go. Getting to the wine museum from City Center is pretty seamless. You hop on the light rail and take it about 10 minutes to the Cité du Vin stop. From there, it's just a short 2-minute walk to the entrance. All right, I just want to say Bordeaux is popping today. There is some festival for the Bordeaux Football Club. Granted, they are in the 4th division. They were in the 1st division probably about like 5 years ago, but I don't know. They seem happy about their team today. There's a huge event with tents and a whole bunch of production going on, so. The Wine Museum is an immersive wine playground. Spread across multiple floors, the permanent exhibition takes you on a global journey through the history and culture of wine from around the world, not just Bordeaux. The exhibits are almost entirely interactive. You'll find large-scale video installations transporting you to vineyards across the globe. A massive world map display showing wine regions by climate. and a wall full of just about every grape varietal you can imagine. There's even an animated exhibit walking you through the full red winemaking process. You're given an audio guide with your ticket, which is essential. It brings every exhibit to life as you move through the space. We only spent about an hour here, but plan to spend at least 2 to 3 hours as there's genuinely a lot to take in.
Pinot Noir. Okay. If I were a wine, I'd be a Pinot Noir.
The highlight, though, was at the end. Included with your ticket is a complimentary glass of wine on the top floor. A covered terrace with views over the city and the Garonne River. Think of it like the Guinness Storehouse experience in Dublin. You end the tour with a drink and a great view of the city. Tickets are around €20 for adults, and it's definitely worth it. What did you think of the wine experience? Wine museum?
It was nice. It was very informative. Like, very
I
informative.
think we only got through like what? A third of it?
I feel like a third of it.
We were there for
Yeah.
over an hour.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
We were there for an hour.
What kind of wine did you get?
Some sort of white Bordeaux. I forget
And
where.
this is part of the ticket when you purchase a ticket.
Yeah, you get a wine tasting. And you get to come up to the 8th floor to enjoy.
On the way out, make sure to stop into Latitude 20, the museum's wine shop on the ground floor. It stocks over 14,000 bottles from more than 70 countries. So whether you're looking for a bottle of Bordeaux to take home or want to explore something from a completely different part of the world, you'll find it here. Right next door is this boutique shop, which is a great spot to pick up souvenirs. Wine accessories, branded glassware, apparel, local artisan products, and more. The best part is you don't need a museum ticket to shop in either. Both are open to anyone walking in off the street. Heading back to City Center, we wanted to stop for a glass of wine before our final dinner. We found a spot showing Bordeaux's rugby team playing in the Euro Champions Cup final. There was also a crepe spot nearby, and we decided to split a sweet and savory crepe.
After you.
Thank you. How's the duck, babe?
It's good. It's not as good as the duck from the other restaurant in Saint-Émilion in Libourne. Yeah, that was really good duck. I do want to taste ravioli right now. Oh, whoa. How do I... Whoa! Oh, that was wild. Okay. Ravioli stew.
How was it good?
That's really good. That's it. I like that. Does anybody want some to try some duck?
Yeah, I'll try a little bit. Let me cleanse my palate. Oh, that's really good duck. Super tender. I think it's cooked perfectly. Is that medium rare?
Huh? Yeah,
Medium rare.
it's cooked a little bit more than medium
And then
rare.
Is that like rice? What is that? It almost looks like barley. It almost looks like corn pop cereal. So, were we right to underestimate Bordeaux? Most def. This city completely caught us off guard. The history, the food, the wine, the energy on the streets, it all just works together in a way that's hard to explain until you're actually here experiencing it. If you're planning a trip to France and Paris is already on the list, add Bordeaux. Even just a few days. Visit the wine country, do the walking tour, climb the tower, get to the wine museum, and find yourself a table at a good restaurant with a bottle of something local. You won't regret it. If you haven't already, be sure to check out our Paris video along with our Vietnam and Japan series. I've linked the playlist below, plus all the spots we visited in this video. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us grow the channel.